We were asked by Matt Asner, a dear friend of ours. We worked with Ed Asner, obviously, on the film Up, and come to know the Asner family and love those guys. And we know that they're a big part of the autism community. Of course, Matt's runs this. And they asked us to come out and show Inside Out because Inside Out seems to, for whatever reason, have landed with this audience in a way that seems helpful and gettable, and that's something we're very proud of. So we jumped at it to come out.
Of what happens here, we were able to take a very abstract idea, like what is anger and fear and all this stuff, and make it physical, make it specific. And I think that's been why people have connected to it. It's kind of a way, it's a metaphor obviously, a way of understanding all this stuff that's going on, churning on inside of you. Yeah, I know that was one of the most difficult things for me growing up, was just being a teenage boy, understanding what's going on inside. Why do I feel this anxiety and anger and what all? So I think it has been very helpful for everybody, but specifically, we were mentioning or talking to a couple people who have children with autism. They said it's really hard for kids with autism to project into other people's heads and understand, oh, they have their own thoughts and feelings. And that's what this film does. It kind of hops around, in various parts to show inside other people's heads. So hopefully it kind of helps put a specific physical visual on this idea.
Yeah, and the mystery of emotions became clear. The fact that people don't understand emotions, it really became clear when we started doing research and we talked to different scientists who all gave us different lists of what the clinical emotions are. I mean, there was no consensus. The five we landed on seemed to be the most consistent. But some people said there were 32 emotions and different combinations of them. So there was the fact that people just don't understand their feelings and why they feel certain things. And so the fact that we made a stab at trying to dramatize that and personify them just seemed to work for people. We weren't alone, and we realized we're a bunch of 40-year-old dudes in a story room. We weren't the experts on emotions, so we had to dig deep and figure out what that was. But we learned a lot, and we tried to employ it into the film. What got me in film is that I love film. I just love going to movies. I mean, my parents took me to movies when I was a kid. I'm a kid of the 70s, so I grew up with Star Wars and the Disney animated movies coming back out in those cycles, and that cemented what I wanted to do at a young age. And unlike Pete, I'm not an artist. When I was 10 or 11, I realized, I'm not going to be an animator. I'm not going to be the director. But I loved putting on shows. I mean, that's what I used to try to do as a kid. And so I sought it. I went to film school and tried to learn everything I could, and didn't realize the real film school was when I got an internship at Pixar, and I just fell in love with everything. Setting up lunches and getting coffees, and I literally swept up the place and just did every job I could. But it's that point of origin of going to movies, seeing movies as a kid, and falling in love with them.
I think for me, it was the fact that I felt it was very difficult to talk to people and communicate basic things of how I'm feeling inside and what I think of this or that. But if I could draw it, then it was easier. And so the craft and the making of it is what drives me. I just love the crafting of things and the communicating of these ideas, trying to put it across in a visual way. I love it.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we want to congratulate Matt and thank you for everything you've done. And we're just proud to be here with you.
Happy to be here. Thanks for having us.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.